When you have a houseboat, you need some form of transport to get you from the boat to the shore. I have what I call a carboat, which goes with my houseboat. Most people call them tenders or tinnies or runabouts. So this is my carboat, and we've tried many different ways of storing the carboat when I'm not on the houseboat. So when I am off the island or I need to go to shore for whatever reason, if it's any more than a couple of days, I do like to pull the boat up onto the beach. I have been known to leave it under the jetty, just moored or tethered under the jetty for a few days or more. And the last time I did that, the motor got damaged and it's in the shop right now getting fixed. So we've been pulling the car boat up onto the shore and storing it up sideways so that if it rains, the water doesn't fill up. It doesn't fill up with water. And we know that this happens because we've had it happen to us. We've had king tides where we thought the boat has been out of the way and it has actually filled up with water and it's sustained quite a bit of damage. The only issue with storing it this far up is invariably it's going to be low tide, because that's Murphy's Law, when I want to come or go. Right now, the tide couldn't get any lower if it tried. There's no wheels on the boat, so the way I get it back into the water is by sheer person power. It may look easy when you're dragging a boat arse end down the beach, but it really does give you a bit of a test, bit of a workout. And one of the tricks that I have done in the past is crab crawled it. So swinging the front around and then swinging the back around and swinging the front around again. In this little clip here, I thought it might be just as easy to drag it down nose first, but it is actually easier to crab crawl it. We have anti-fouled the bottom of that boat. You may have seen before that it was sort of like a white colour covered in sand. We anti-fouled it last September, and the anti-foul was actually black, so it was completely coated in black paint last September, and now most of that paint is gone, and I'll let you figure out why. So dragging the boat down to the water's edge, and normally if I had an outboard motor to put on the car boat, I would be using that. That would already be fitted while I'm on the beach. We don't have an outboard motor at the moment because that's in with Dr. Trev being fixed. So right now I'm using the old-fashioned way, and I'm paddling using oars. Thankfully, I don't have a lot of things that I'm taking over to the houseboat at the moment. So you can see in my hand there, I'm taking the hose. In that pink bag there is a length of hose that I use to fill up the water bottles at the jetty, and my waterproof bag, which has got my computer gear, which I don't leave home without, my phone, and my handbag in it. So I have a handbag inside a handbag. And then here I am crab crawling the boat into the water. Now if I timed it a bit better, it would have been much easier to get the boat in the water when there's not so much sand between the boat and the water when the boat is on the beach. Great workout. You can see there's some people coming off the jetty that were giving me a bit of a wave. and I'm sure if any of them thought it was worthwhile, they would have come down to help me. People do. If they're available, they have time, they'll come and help you get the boat out of the water or back into the water if we need to. Water's still a bit murky from all the rain that we've had. Can't wait to see it clearing up, because this time last year it was absolutely spectacular. So it's taken me just a bit longer than what I'd like to have full control of the oars, and I have to say I actually don't. I can't claim that I have full control of the oars right now at this point in time. May take a little bit more practice, but I'm up for it. And in the meantime, I will do whatever means I can, zigzag my way across the bay from the shore to Adaire to Dream. The oars are really good if it's calm, and if it's choppy, if it's blowing a bit of wind, then you really want it to be a southerly or a southeasterly, because then you can just hop in the carboat and it will blow you straight back to shore. In this case, we have, if it's really windy and you have got no motor and there's a strong tide, you could end up at Macleay Island. But today it's like a pond, it's beautiful, and there's me dipping the oar in the water. You can see it is still brown. Starts to clear up and then the weather changes and it rains and it gets choppy and windy again and it goes brown again. But that's a small price to pay for living on one of the most beautiful places on earth. You can see the ferry, just the end of the ferry just jutting out there from behind the jetty. And now I'm off and running. Exercise of champions, this rowing. One of the things also, when you row, you may have noticed that you row backwards. I've not mastered the rowing forward, the art of rowing forward, but you row backwards and you can end up quite off course if you don't take your time to stop and look around and see where you're going every so often. You can see I'm getting closer to Adaire to Dream with every stroke of the oars. I look over my shoulder and I go, whoop, we're heading to Macleay. We'd better turn around a little bit. So you can see I'm using one oar there, which is turning the boat and pointing her more towards the houseboat, which you can see there just in the background. As I come up to the back of her, I use the oars to guide again, swinging the carboat around. And the theory is I'll be able to pull up straight alongside Adaire to Dream. So I've just gone a bit past and now I'm just heading back in. And just about to dock. There we go. Of course, when we come the other way, it's always nice to have family and friends to help you bring the boat back up on the beach once I've had a visit with Adaire to Dream and I'm heading back to the mainland. And we've had just about the whole island out today helping us here with this one. That's my family, my daughter, my grandies. I'm not sure whether they were actually that helpful, but it was a lot of fun. See you next time.